Palo Alto has a new generation firewall. At the beginning of the IT security times, firewall was everything. And nowadays, IT security experts say that firewall is not important anymore. There are many more new solutions against new threats. What is your opinion on it?
I would say that traditional firewall, which only opens certain port for certain IP addresses, that's something which you really don't need anymore. That's correct, because these attackers, they quickly find out that this port is open, that they can communicate with outside world on this special port, and actually no one is watching on what's going on that wire. So it's easy for them to use it, to use this open connection for getting the sensitive data out of your network, and no one will know. So that's why I think the next generation firewall is needed, and that's something completely different, because any next generation firewall basically inspects also the content and understands if it's the legal application communicating outside, or if it's something else, maybe a piece of malware which is trying to steal the data. So the next generation firewall knows and can block it.
Nowadays, if there is a new threat, then the IT security guys get together and they try to create a solution, a kind of protection against that kind of threat. And you claim that your new generation firewall can protect the system against unknown threats. How come?
I cannot talk on behalf of my company, but I can tell you that to know the things which you do not know and which is probably coming into your network again to steal something from you, that's the most valuable thing you can get. And how to do it, that's another big question, but there are many ways how to deal with it. The one which I was describing in my session earlier today was using sandboxing cloud analysis. So basically, you can take the file which you suspect of some kind of malicious behavior and you present it to a completely clean Windows 7 machine and let it do its job. And because it's a malware, it will of course attack. And if you stand outside unnoticed and just observe what's going on that virtual machine, you will very quickly find out all these kinds of attacks this malicious file is going to do. And then you can take this behavior back to the network and then stop it in that network. And that's effective. The good part is that this all takes together few minutes, 5, 6, 8 minutes. And since that moment, you know how to deal with that unknown malware.
So it is not real time, but the time gap between the malware threat to the solution, it takes some minutes.
What else you can do? You can have your normal antivirus, traditional one. And for those guys, they have to develop definitions, they have to test the definitions, they have to deploy these definitions to big corporate environments. We are talking here about hours and most likely days. So we are taking these days down to a few minutes. I think that's great progress.